Well, it's pretty well documented that the loneliness epidemic that's going around. It's been well documented for several years now. Today's generation, I'm a millennial, older millennial, is lonelier than baby boomers, believe it or not. And I don't have the data on Gen Z, but I can imagine it's much the same. Gen Z's digital natives, grew up with screens. As an older millennial, I didn't grow up with screens, but had a phone by the time I had my driver's license. And so screens were never meant to self-soothe or be our form of community. That's not how we were hardwired or created. We were created to be in community. And I think if you try to go it alone, you're gonna burn out, you're gonna fail, you're gonna get isolated, and that's the last thing you want. And so, as somebody that doesn't have it all figured out, but has been at this professionally for 17 years and now has 4 of my own kids, and time with friends is precious because you get a lot of responsibilities. I think it's absolutely critical to have a core group. Maybe it's only 2 or 3, it doesn't have to be 10, but people that you give permission to speak into your life, and vice versa, they're giving you permission to speak into their life. Because we're all going to have low moments where we need people to pick us up. It may not just be our spouse. You don't want to put all that on one person. That's a heavy burden. But having friends that can pick you up when you're going through a tough time, being vulnerable. I think vulnerability is what builds friendships. And being able to admit that you don't have it all together, that you're struggling. I think we can all relate to that. So be vulnerable. Lean into those two-way street relationships where there's reciprocity. Nobody wants to be in a one-way street relationship, and hold those friendships close, especially as you grow and take on more responsibility. You don't want to get lonely and isolated as an older person. That's not a great place to be.